Welcome back, folks. This is Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. It's time for our Spotlight, Contractor Spotlight. This segment brought to you by Fent Builder Supply. Block paver, wall, stone products for home business and concrete masonry units. Fentproducts.com. F-E-N-D like David T. Fentproducts.com. My guest today is Ed Esker, J&E Installation in Farmington Hills. Good morning, Ed.
How you doing?
I'm awesome.
Always.
You get to meet Kathy?
I did, finally. I always hear her on the radio, but I finally get to meet her.
It's nice to meet you as well.
Yes.
Isn't she better looking than she sounds?
She sure is.
The best.
I can go home now.
Right? So, Ed, let's welcome back, by the way. I appreciate you coming in, as always. You and I go way back. We have a pretty long relationship, don't you think?
Yep, pretty far back.
2005, I think?
5, 6, something like that. Yep.
It's the
time
best.
flies.
There was email back then, but when I first met Jeff and Ed Esker, they didn't have email. It was the best.
And I still don't do too much email.
No, you guys, what you do, though, is you do good work. That's the best part.
That's the most important part. I'm not up trying to give out a bunch of email quotes, trying to sell the jobs and,
right in front of people.
Educate them.
That's the key, education, and that's what you do really well at. So, Ed, tell everyone a little bit about J&E.
Well, we sell doors and windows. We've been doing it for about 30 years now. It's me and my brother's business. And
Your brother, Jeff.
My brother, Jeff.
Shout out to Jeff. What up?
You got it.
That's always good.
Yeah, we just go out there and educate the customers. Got a beautiful showroom, and just get out there and.
So we talked earlier, So we talked earlier about one of our segments is Project of the Month, and it was windows. Okay.
Yep, I
so
heard
if you're
that.
thinking of windows, fiberglass, vinyl, wood, you can hear 10 commercials, and all 10 can convince you that they're the best. Just like a radio station. Every radio station will tell you they're the #1 show, right? Like I had to tell them, we're the fastest growing home improvement show in America. It's true.
We're kind of like that. So when we tell you something, it's really the truth.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like what you're saying about you.
So, Ed, let's be real. The windows. People always want to know vinyl, this, that, and the other. When they come to you, you sell all of them, right?
Yes, we do. We want to make sure we give them the right one for their home, and that's the most important part. So I always tell my customer, when I knock on your door to come into your house, I really don't know exactly which window I'm going to put in your house. And that's the difference, because most of the companies out there, they have that window, and no matter what it is, even if you don't want it, you don't want that vinyl, you don't want that fiberglass, they're going to just stuff it down there and say, this is what we got for you, and we want to make sure we try to put the right product in each home.
Right.
And it works good that way.
So when you say to a homeowner, okay, yeah, because the homeowner may say, hey, I heard about vinyl. There's a factory, an assembly, there's a fiberglass version of it. When you say to them, okay, let me show you the vinyl window that we have, what makes yours different?
Well, that's the hardest part. That's the hardest window to sell is the vinyl, because vinyl can be a $100 window or it can be a $1,000 window,
right.
But it's still called vinyl. So that's the hardest part you're going to run into. But you show them the product, and you show them the good and the bad and the ugly. And
let me ask you.
And the other thing is, we try to sell a product. Once we find it, we got it, and we're going to keep it. And no matter, there's so many companies. Oh my gosh, my window went up $10. I got to go start looking for a different window. And we don't look for different windows. If we find that great product, we're going to stick with it. And that's another thing that we always tell our customer, because they always say, how long you been around, which is important, but how long you been selling this particular window,
Correct.
Which is really important, because if you have a window and you stop using that window, hey, that window company, they don't care about you no more.
Good luck getting parts, right?
You got it, exactly.
So, Kathy, you have a new home, right?
I have a new condo.
Does it have windows in it? I mean,
no, I live in a box.
Well,
of course. And I was wondering, because are there good vinyl windows and are there bad vinyl windows? Or is all the vinyl the same?
Nope, it's not. They can be some bad vinyl windows, and that's the problem, where they're just not constructed well.
Same. Mechanically welded, mechanical connections, welded windows, triple pane, double pane, the whole thing, insulated sashes. There's so much going on there. But, Ed, let me ask you a question. I always talk about, and you always hear me, that it doesn't matter which window it is. It's more important that the contractor you choose is the right contractor. Be honest to the audience. Am I talking a bunch of crap, or is that real?
No, not at all. That's the biggest. That's the most important part of that window sometimes is finding that right installer or company to put it in for you. And my guys, they have to know more than just how to put a window in, because when we put a window in, we do much more than that. We take care of the woodwork, we take care of the curtains, and that is.
Most contractors don't do that.
I look at my contractor, one of my installers, and he just knows how to put the curtains back up and all that stuff. And these customers are looking at him like, wow, everybody else had a contract that said, please take all the drapes and curtains and stuff out of the way, make sure all your big furniture's moved. And we don't do all that. We make it so comfortable for our customers that just when I tell them, just let us do our thing and we'll get it all looking beautiful. We'll take care of everything else for you. And they love it.
That's one of the most important things to hear, because as a single homeowner, to have a stranger in your home walking on your freshly cleaned floors or maybe brand new carpeted floors and you had no idea that there was a problem with your windows, if they take the care, if they put the little booties on their shoes when coming in, move the curtains around, that's a comfort, because Ed has a Pella jacket on. It says Pella. Everybody sells Pella.
You got it.
Right?
They
so
just give me a jacket.
Why should I buy a Pella window from you rather than somebody else? But to know that they're going to treat my home with
you just validated
courtesy.
my point, Kathy, is that I want people to know that it's more important, in my opinion, as an expert in the industry, that the company you choose is more important than the brand of the window.
Right, they're going to be courteous to my home and understand what I'm dealing with every day.
Respecting your home is the best part.
Absolutely.
We're talking with Jeff and Ed. Sorry,
Ed
Esker.
He does it every time.
Every time, Ed Esker, because J&E's. Jay's always, but it's Ed Esker, the brains behind the business. We appreciate that.
I didn't say that either.
I love to say it. Are you still selling Sunrise?
Yes, we have. I mean, we've been doing it for like 22 years with Sunrise, so that's.
That's our most. They're a Michigan company.
Yep, they're made right in Temperance, Michigan.
Right, Big Don Severin from Temperance.
Yep.
You know who that is, right? He was a UFC fighter and an Olympic wrestler. I don't know why I know that.
Don't mess with him then, right?
Yeah. Anyways, it's a great product as well. And one of the things I like about Sunrise is the profile of the window. So when you look at it, it actually has a nice design to it. It's not just a square, white. It actually looks nice. But you sell Pella, you sell other brands. And you will meet the homeowner. This is what the best part about it. And this is for folks who understand or are thinking of windows. When you call J&E, they're going to come out and they're going to look at your house, and then they're going to talk to you about why you want windows, what the reason is, and then they're going to tell you, here's what we think is a match, and then go from there. So you do a wood window, you do an aluminum clad window, you do a vinyl. Do you have a fiberglass?
Yes, we do. But that was I was listening to one of your segments earlier, and you had made the comment about a particular company or a few companies that they say that they're a factory. We are the factory, and I always listen to that thinking, okay, well that's fine and dandy, but it isn't. A factory usually does everything the same.
They're an assembly, not a factory.
But they do everything the same way. We go to a home and we might be at your house and then go to the neighbor's house and we will do it completely different because they want it a different way, and that's why I wouldn't say it gets difficult, but you really got to put a lot of attention to each home because
it's individual.
Not everybody wants it a certain way. I mean, we'll go in and just put the windows in, and then we're at other homes where we're staining the trim work, and it can become very stressful. But you know what? When at the end, when you see the customer's reaction and you see how everything looks, and it's like it really makes it. It makes it nice for
and here's the
our
best
customers.
Part. The windows you put in Kathy's house or condo are different than the windows you put in for me.
Absolutely.
And they're going to be designed specifically for my house, right?
Well, some people want just a window. Other people want an aesthetic window. It could be a focal point to a room.
Exactly. And that's smart. And that's the whole thing. Muttons between the glass, true divided lights. Sometimes
that's where I went. I had a house over in Berkeley, and I was the third one to come in. And nobody taught, and it was a vinyl, and everybody was going to put the grid in between the glass, we do majority of those, but in his particular home, he had them on the outside, and I said, why don't we put the similarly divided light into your home and make it look have that character that you have right now.
And he loved it.
And he said, no one else talked about that, and that was part of the reason we got the job.
Do you believe in triple pane glass?
Not too much, nope.
It's expensive.
Expensive, and it becomes very heavy, and usually you don't need it because a double pane you can get just as good of insulated glass.
Ed, if someone wants a quote on windows, what's the phone number?
It's 248-473-6999.
You're the best. My favorite window guy, legit. I'm glad to have you here
I
today.
appreciate that.
We got to wrap it up. It's going so quick, right, Kathy?
I don't want to leave.
Let's go to breakfast or
Okay.
something. You don't have any
I actually
tailgating?
have to go to work. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, maybe we'll go out that way or something.
Okay.
Anyways, folks, it's a great Saturday. I want to let everyone know I appreciate you tuning in. If you want more advice like this, just go to hireitdone.com. That's how we roll here, right? I'm Adam Helfman. Thanks for listening to the radio show.
Hi, I'm Bill Beatty. And I'm Mike Beatty, owners of Rapid Dry Foundation Systems, the top basement waterproofing and foundation.